What's up, everybody? Cranky Yankee back here. I haven't seen you guys in a while. Sorry about that. I missed you. Hopefully you missed me. So today we're going to get right into the track guide, and I would try to do something a little bit different. I've been mixing up the content, and this time I'm going to just start making you guys these sorts of PDFs and stuff you could take. Now, some of you may download it, some of you may not. That's okay. Totally fine. So I'm going to take you through the track guide, and I'm going to take you through the tire talk. So I'm going to start doing that on Tuesday, make it a whatever, technical tire talk, whatever the case may be. You can find this guy right here, this little guide. It's actually the same size as your as like an Instagram or something like that if you want to share it. But I'll put the actual download link and the embed code if you wanted to just take it and post it. But yeah, so it'll take you through the quick rundown, and I'm going to do that with you at the same time. So let's go through the tires first really quick, because that's we can get that out of the way and kind of just talk about that really quick. So I put this up on the blog. I'll also put a link in the description about the actual full-blown tire analysis. But what they did was, and I haven't gotten too much, but I did get a quote from Isola, and he said there are some good overtaking opportunities over the course of the lap at the Mexican Grand Prix, and we've also seen a number of different strategic approaches in the past, as well as quite variable weather changes. So you got to remember the Mexican Grand Prix is at elevation, and so there was a lot of tire tread and tire degradation last year. So the winning strategy for Max was a two-stopper, and they think that's what's going to happen again. And so he said, once more, we brought a harder selection of compounds compared to last year. This should enable drivers to push the tires to the maximum. That's really the only breakdown they gave as to why they brought a higher step. So, compared to the super softs, they brought the C2, C3, C4s this year, and which is about that's like their mid-road combo. So we've seen in the previous races, we've seen some C1s come out, but not this time. So I think they're really worried about tire degradation. The drivers are complaining a lot about it. So you can check out more about that. I put it all up on the blog. But that was Max's winning strategy last year. And so when we actually look at who brought what, what we see is the Red Bulls bringing most of the softs at 9, and in the midfield it's about they mimic each other in terms of who's bringing what. And this is actually interactive, so I've got C2 unclassified. Hamilton complained a lot about the hard tires, and I think Valtteri brought 2 sets, so they kind of split the Mercs. But what we see is in terms of the breakdown of the mediums and the hards, and at the end of the day, Ferrari and Mercedes, it's going to be a two-stop strategy. I think really what it comes down to is what Red Bull ends up doing, and then also the safety cars, because that was the story last year. So let's actually get into the actual guide itself, because you guys can get this anytime. I'll probably post about the guide too if you want to download that, like I said, but I'll put the description just in the link. So let's just get rid of this guy. Pop this guy up. All right, cool. So let's see. If you wanted to go ahead and take this, you can. And how I made it, so it's just like I said, the 1080 by 1080. And what you're looking at here is the breakdown of the circuit. So it's 2.7 miles. This is a really fast track. So let me pull it up. This is a very, very fast track. And I've broken down even the gear changes. So obviously this is going to depend on driver, of course, right? But I've broken down the gear changes as it would relate to each of the corners themselves. 17 corners, a little over 4 kilometers, I believe, 2.7 miles. Yeah, so a couple 4.25 kilometers, I'll call it. Check my math. The lap record, the actual race lap record, is Valtteri last year at 1:18.7. Like I said, the C2, C3, C4 is the combo. And so there's a DRS detection zone. This straight is really fast here. And then you've got what is more like it's kind of close to the Japanese S's. And then you've got a tricky little turn over here. So the 2018 podium was obviously Verstappen, Vettel, and then Kimi in third. And then like I said, you have to expand this a little bit, but this goes through the turns and it gives you the average gear shift. And I've actually put the kilometers an hour. So it'll give you the track speed, and then it'll give you the gear shift. So if I believe this is 9 No, this is not one. Actually, that would probably be helpful if I put where the start finish was. But whatever the case may be. So you'll be able to see here when you go through and you're watching the free practice. I like to do this. Is some of the stuff I do before I make videos and before I kind of go through the track itself. I build these so I can make sure I understand the track and what's happening in terms of the aerodynamics. So when you look at the tire choices and you kind of understand these, a lot of these turns are almost flat out. So you've got some of these in 6th and 7th gear. You can check some of the walkthrough. I tried to post it, but of course they didn't let me. So you can actually look at F1. They upload Sergio's track guide is obviously pretty good. So that'll be his home race. And I've gotten, the most driver wins. Jim Clark, it's actually one of those is a tie. Max will go through as a clear outright winner at 3 if he were to win this race. Lotus, obviously, with the most constructor wins, with McLaren just behind them. So if you guys like this, let me know. And kind of this video where I can do these a lot quicker instead of making like those little mini docs are going to be a little separate bonus. But I'll be making a lot more video. If you guys like stuff like this, just news and alerts and updates and little downloads, let me know. I'll make a ton more. But yeah, that's the track guide. Go ahead and download it. It's in the description section. 2.7 miles, 17 turns, C2, C3, C4 with the tire breakdowns. No real change. Red Bull going softest of all. Ferrari and Mercedes are basically mimicking each other. Not much difference there. There's usually not a ton of difference, but Max, I think, will be the real big key person to watch, especially being unable to drive in the last race. So that's this video. I'll be sure to upload. I'll be uploading another video today at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So BST, I guess that's 6 p.m. BST. So be on the lookout. And thanks for checking this out, guys. Appreciate your time, and I'll see you soon.